This week, we laced up our skates, rolled on into the cosmos, and landed straight in Xanadu, the only movie where Greek muses, disco ball lighting, and Gene Kelly somehow coexist.
Part fantasy, part musical, part dream, and all glitter.
We're talking ELO bangers, aggressive leg warmers, and a plot that feels like it was assembled from the remnants of a glitter factory explosion.
It's the movie that tried to save roller disco and kind of killed it instead. Welcome to the Shermer High Alumni Association.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Oh, hi.
How's it going?
Totally
I'm
phenomenal.
really mad at you guys.
What?
I'm mad at you guys.
Why?
What did I do in my life that forced you to make me watch this?
Stop it.
Listen,
It's a national treasure.
it is. Listen, it's a vibe, okay? It's a total vibe.
Linda, listen.
Okay.
Pure masterpiece.
What kind of drugs were you taking when you watched this?
Just all me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I was born in the 70s and so was Kristen. You were born in the 80s, so that's why you don't appreciate it.
Have you not seen this before, Carol?
no.
Wow.
Really?
A first timer?
I have never purposely sat down and watched it.
And you're leading
fine
us
with
to
that.
believe that you did not enjoy this movie.
I did not.
Oh.
Only saying.
For the girl who loves to dance and reenact all of the dance and choreographed scenes in movies.
You think this would be like fire, like
Yes.
so much.
So we'll get into it, but there were
I
a
know.
couple of decent scenes, but there were a couple that were like, why is this still going on?
Oh,
Like,
I
were they
don't
just trying to
disagree.
fill up time?
Yeah, I don't disagree. There were some where it was like, I'm never going to get these 17 minutes back. Absolutely. I somewhat agree with that statement, but this is another movie that came out in 1980. Have we done a 1980 movie?
No, this is the oldest.
Is this our oldest movie so far? That's exciting.
These two was what, 82?
82, and Tootsie was 82. Yeah. So we're before you were born. And for those, this is the year that Reaganomics happened. This is the year of the Iran hostage crisis. 1980 was a big fucking year. Like, this is when the Summer Olympics were held in Moscow. So there's a lot happening, but I think most notably, Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980.
So no one was thinking about Xanadu.
Literally nobody. But here's an interesting one. In 1980, smallpox was eradicated. Just a little tidbit for you there.
Hallelujah.
Wow.
So this week's movie, Xanadu, brings us struggling artist Sonny Malone, who was played by Michael Beck. We literally only know Michael Beck because of The Warriors. If you've seen The Warriors, it's a classic. But then I think that was it for him. But not a bad-looking guy. He had fabulous legs. I want to talk about his legs at some point.
Required to.
His
Xanadu.
legs are
Xanadu, I think you're required to have really
amazing
amazing
legs.
man legs.
Yeah, like great legs. So Sonny's trapped in a dull job. He's painting album covers.
Which I didn't realize that was a job.
Okay, so kids, back before large-scale printing presses and before billboards used to be painted, that outside of music stores, they would enlarge an album cover, but there was no digital way to do that. So artists would recreate the album cover so it could go on the outside of record stores to advertise an album.
Because Adobe was not out yet.
It was not. We did not have PostScript. We didn't have any of those technological advances that allowed us to do this kind of stuff. But kind of cool to find one of these, like on eBay or something. I think that'd be cool. Like a Pink Floyd one. That'd be neat. So Sonny's working for this arrogant boss dude. And right in the beginning, he meets a woman who we find out later to be Kira, which is like an Earth name. It's not her actual name. She is anonymously photographed in the background of one of the album covers. And he decides he's going to, I don't know, he's going to go and try and find her. The gist of it is that she's there to help him believe in himself and to follow his dreams. She is one of the 9 muses, which we'll talk about. And her mission is to help Sonny. All the while, there's this tie-in to a man that Sonny meets. His name is Danny, played by Gene Kelly in his last film role ever, which
He went out with a banger.
she helps Sonny and his new friend Danny. And Danny also had a Kira. Was it the same Kira? Was it? We don't know.
It's kind of confusing.
But for them to take that, what was it? The Pan Pacific Auditorium?
Yes. Yep.
And turn it into this roller skating disco auditorium. And
Amazing.
that, I think, is the gist of the movie. There really isn't much more to it than that. And so we have, what we got in this? We've got our
Olivia Newton-John.
who just came off of Grease fame. Everyone's loving her. So I'll talk about Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly was also in this film. He's the OG.
Mm-hmm.
And if the name sounds familiar, but you can't really place him, Singing in the Rain, An American in Paris, the OG Brigadoon, Hello, Dolly. So he's been in pretty much
movies.
every classic.
If you don't know Gene Kelly, get out from under.
We're going to need you to go. But most notably, he was in
American in Paris.
It's the one where he roller skates.
He tap dances on roller skates in 2 films. It's Always Fair Weather and Singing in the Rain.
Okay, It's Always Fair Weather is the one where he tap dances in, like, so he's like a legit roller skater. Yeah. Roller skating has a prominent feature in this entire film. So I was curious, like, was everyone doing their own roller skating? And they all were. Who knew?
I don't think there was much technology back then to hide that. If there was a stunt double.
I still think
Could have been a really bad stunt double.
maybe during the Magic one, I feel like she still had a stunt double because it got a little fancy.
All right, so we talked a little bit about Danny McGuire, who plays Michael Beck, who is still alive.
No. Gene Kelly plays Danny McGuire. Michael Beck plays Sonny.
I guess Sonny Malone. Yes, sorry. So he was nominated for a Razzie for Worst Actor for Xanadu.
I don't disagree with that.
Did he win it? Or was he just nominated?
It just says he was nominated.
Wonder
Not
who
saying-
won it.
I should have paid more attention to finding that out. a great quote I found of his was, "The Warriors" from 1979 opened a lot of doors in film for me, which Xanadu then closed. Then again, any movie that spawns a hit stage musical can't be all bad. So yeah, Xanadu was his last hurrah.
Going back to the worst actor, this was the first year. I might be wrong on this factoid. I feel like Xanadu was the impetus of why the Razzies were created.
That's correct.
Is it correct?
That's amazing.
Okay. Right. So it definitely won worst director, but it did not win worst picture. Worst actor was Neil Diamond in The Jazz Singer, which I also didn't know was from 1980. I find that hilarious. So Xanadu didn't do terrible at the Razzies. It just got worst director.
Yeah, I'm going to not disagree.
By Michael Beck, I'm sorry this all happened to you. I thought you were fantastic in The Warriors.
And you look amazing.
Yeah.
He's just adorbs.
I feel like outside of those three characters, everyone is sub-supporting because it's truly just the three of them.
Exactly. Yes. James Sloyan played Simpson.
He was the boss.
He's the most accomplished out of this entire squad. He's known for Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Generation. He was in Dr. Quinn, X-Files, NYPD Blue, The Love Boat. And then he dabbled in some soap operas, Chicago Hope, Young and the Restless, General Hospital. But he was just kind of in like 1 to 4 episodes of all of that except the Star Treks.
Right.
I'm a big Love Boat fan.
And then Helen, who was another one of the artists, here's our Ohio connection. She was born in Lorain, Ohio. Yes. And beyond that, it's like, okay, who are you?
So this came out in 1980, but it's shot in 79.
Late 79, early 80. Yes. So it was very 70s vibes. The 80s didn't really have their vibe yet. Its release date was August 8th of 1980, primarily filmed all over LA, the Pan Pacific Auditorium, the Hollywood General Studios, the Malibu Pier, Venice Boardwalk, Hollywood Bowl. So they just kind of stayed within that area. What I find fascinating is this had an estimated budget of $20 million.
The Xanadu Club alone cost them $1 million to build. Just the set of the actual Xanadu roller rink cost them $1 million.
And it was the worst shot scene.
Yes. They spent $1 million just on that set.
My head hurt.
Okay, Carol, you're the one that converts. So if they spent $1 million back in 1980, what is that today?
What's 20 million today?
Great question.
$1 million in 1980s, equivalent to purchasing power of about 3.9 million today.
Holy crap.
Okay, let's just say that cost $1 million. Where's the other $19 million?
Probably in leg warmers.
Right. Roller skates.
Most
Maybe
likely.
they got the top of the line. They got some really good bearings.
Some fancy flowy dresses. They had a tightrope walker. Those things cost money, Carol.
That is shocking to me.
I'm not comfortable with it. I feel like someone got ripped off. So $20 million in 1980 is equal to $77.6 million today.
So I wonder what these actors were paid. Like, is that part of the budget?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I could see Gene Kelly getting a lot.
So in the box office, it made $23 million. Its opening weekend was what, $1 million or $2 million? Or was its opening weekend?
Almost 1.5, but it's only grossed 22.7. So they barely made it back.
Without any shocking tells here, the critics didn't love it.
So Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a 31%, which I feel is very generous. It still has a splat. It doesn't have the tomato. It has the splat. So it was considered a failure. But even 31%, like 1 out of 3 people liked this. Questioning some people's taste here.
Well, here you have 2 out of 3 people liked this, beating the odds.
Okay. Well,
It's 1980.
yeah,
We're at 66%.
How did our friend Siskel and Ebert think about it?
Ooh. Ebert gave it 2 out of 4 stars. He said Xanadu is a mushy and limp musical fantasy. So insubstantial, it keeps evaporating before our eyes. It's one of those rare movies in which every scene seems to be the final scene. It's all ends and no beginnings, right up to its actual end, which is a cheat. There are, however, very few reasons to see Xanadu, which I list herewith. 1, Olivia Newton-John is a great-looking woman brimming with high spirits. 2, Gene Kelly has a few good moments. 3, the soundtrack includes magic. And 4, it's not as bad as Can't Stop the Music.
We need to put that on the list.
Great. A movie that's even worse than this? Oh, please. There were some other critics that had some funny remarks. One said, not even spandex and over-the-top musical numbers can save Xanadu from questionable acting, unimpressive effects, and a story unencumbered by logic. Another says it's one of the dumbest movies of the 1980s and one of the most joyful movies of the 1980s. Another said a laugh, if only for its mind-boggling awfulness. I love that.
I can't wait to get into this.
I think it's time. Let's dive in.
Let's do it. So I'm going to start with the universal intro. I had to rewind it and watch it like 4 times. I was like, what is this? This reminds me of something. And it's the intro to Mystery Science Theater.
Is it literally?
No,
Or
but
just similar?
but just so similar with the way the globe is like, they shot that. That was a real globe. It was just, and then the light making it stars. It was just very Mystery Science Theater 3000. I thought it was a very appropriate start to this movie that is categorized as sci-fi romance.
Why are we doing this with the aircrafts? What's going on? Why are they changing? What does it have to do with the movie?
Oh, how it goes from like an airplane.
Because it's
to
universal.
And then it goes into a UFO. Carol.
Get the times, man.
It seems like it's preluding into something, and it doesn't. So you get into the movie, and you're like, well, what the hell was that?
We haven't even started the movie yet.
Right.
She thinks it's terrible.
All
right, go on.
So we see Gene Kelly playing the oboe on the beach.
As one does.
Then we see Sonny, who's drawing because he's an artist. He's very frustrated with what he's drawing. And he rips it up and throws it out the window. Those pieces of that drawing kind of float away and they land by that mural with the muses on it.
All right, so let's back up. You get the shot and he's drawing. And then he just like crumbles it up or rips it. And he's like, oh, what the hell? Guys like me shouldn't dream anyway. Like, what the fuck, Sonny?
Yeah, it sounds like he needs some medicine. Yeah.
Buddy.
Or a therapist.
You're doing good drawing.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
You're doing a good job, buddy. But guys like me shouldn't dream anyway. What does he mean by that?
What kind of guy is he?
Because he seems like
he's a pretty great guy.
A dreamer, an artist. I was like, what do you mean by that, Sonny?
What is his dream?
Exactly. And then that goes into the whole, I'm just going to throw all this paper out the fucking window. I get it. It's sci-fi fantasy, whatever it is. Don't throw stuff out your window. And then it turns animation. Did you notice that? It's animated litter.
Well,
done.
besides, it's magical. It like brings these 9 women alive. Some magic paper, man.
It is the paper that brings them alive, isn't it?
He must be really good at drawing.
Exactly.
He's like the best if he can bring people alive from a painting.
We go into I'm Alive. I assume that was ELO that did that. We'll go with that.
This is one of the first scenes where it's like, why is this going on for so long? All of these muses have come alive from the paper, and they're singing the I'm Alive song in their flowy dresses, but they're also outlined in neon. And they have their leg warmers and dance for what seems like eternity.
It's amazing.
So they represent, if anyone wants to go back on their Greek mythology, Zeus's 9 muses. These are not made up people. They do come from Greek mythology. Although we have no idea what the other 8 muses are doing, we don't care. They show up for some pretty sick dance numbers, but we are really concentrated on Tripsicary or Pyrrha.
I wonder what the other girls went off to do because the storyline sucked. Maybe their storyline was better.
Maybe that is a possibility for some sequels.
All right, so the muses come to life. And they all run away. They jet set into different locations, and their fancy neon lights are following them, and they soar through the sky. But they all land in different places. They have all of these different missions.
And they're all different colors of neon.
Kira ends up at the St. Monica Pier or whatever area.
On a pier.
She's in LA on roller skates.
Yeah.
Okay, Venice. But she's glowing. She's got neon lights all around her.
No one notices that. But she's yellow.
Right, she's radioactive. Like she is protruding all sorts of weirdness.
How did they do that?
From a production standpoint?
How did they make all of them glow like that?
I mean, this has to be where that $19 million came into play.
We found it.
I'm not attuned to 1979 editing software, so I'll have to research that one.
If Sunny can see that she's radioactive.
If this glowing woman came up to me and started kissing me, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Yeah,
So,
she just falls out of the sky, roller skates up to this random dude, kisses him on the lips, and then skates away. And Sunny's just like, what happened here? And then he just goes to work at Airflow Records in his super awesome car. He's driving like this 1940s woody looking car. It's got like the wood panels on the side, not like Mom's Caravan when we were little. Look, this is like actual wood on the side of the car. So he had like this super awesome car. And like everybody at work is like, oh my God, Sonny, we're so happy to see you. Yeah, so he had left that job to go and paint that dude from the diner's van and other murals of his own. And then he had to come back because he needed to make money.
Well, because he can't dream. Guys like him should not dream.
That you're right, Kristen. Guys like him should not. And he didn't. Not until he met Kira.
But is he?
I don't
This
know.
would have been a better movie if at the end of it, he just woke up from a coma and then started an actual life.
At the end would have made this better.
You should have rewrote the movie so that it was just a fever dream. Or that he ingested some sort of uranium or something.
That would at least make the movie make sense. If it was a dream.
That's true. That's true.
Vibranium. Yeah.
What?
No, Carol.
Sonny's back. It's because he's the fastest painter around.
It's a Marvel reference. I just needed Carol to do that.
I had girls. I don't know that.
Sonny's boss is like, here's this album cover that I need you to paint. And he looks at it and there's a girl on the cover and he's like, holy crap, this is the girl who just skated up to me randomly in the park and kissed me. And his coworker, which is kind of disturbing. Okay, so let's hear the X-rated version of what really happened.
What the fuck, man?
Like, why do you just assume that, like, he said he kissed her, dude? Like,
What X-rated thing did this guy expect that happened in a public park?
Come on.
He's coming off of hippie love time here.
Public park.
And yeah, apparently this is the Sonny Malone that drives women crazy.
I find that hard to believe, being that he doesn't believe in himself.
He doesn't believe it. He has a piss poor attitude, and his self-esteem is in the gutter.
So how's he picking up these chicks?
Have you seen his legs?
He's talking about his legs, but I'm looking at like the chiseled face.
He does have a chiseled face.
He does. So I can see how he could drive women crazy, but yeah, he needs a better attitude about himself.
Get yourself together, Sonny.
Love yourself before you can love other people.
So he's like, if she's on this album cover, somebody in this company has to know who this girl is because somebody photographed her. He goes to the dude in payroll and is like, who is this? Because you paid her to be on this album cover. And the payroll dude's like, I didn't pay her, so she doesn't even exist. But she's on the Nine Sisters album. He goes and asks the photographer who this woman is. He says, yeah, I know it sounds strange, but there wasn't supposed to be a model on this album cover. I snapped maybe 100 shots, and on one of them, this girl just jumped into the frame.
And he said, it's my best work in years, and I'm using this.
So Sonny decides, I'm just going to go back to that park, because if she showed up there, that's probably where she's going to show up again. So he hears Danny playing the oboe down on the beach and just walks right up to this guy. Oh, hey, what are you doing here?
Hey, it's like, no, can you play something better?
Yeah. And he's like, Danny's like, yeah, I hope you don't mind a little good time music, kid. Kira skates by them. Up. Yeah, she showed back up. And so Sonny's like, hey, I gotta chase her. He goes up to these women who are riding mopeds and he's like, I gotta borrow this. I'll bring it back. And the lady's like, yeah, no problem. Doesn't happen. He's just puttering behind Kira, who's moving at the speed of light. And she thinks this is hilarious and she's kind of hiding from him. She kind of goes off to the side and he ends up just falling off the pier into the water, trying to chase her. And then she floats right up into the sky like, see ya. Nobody notices that Kira just sort of right into space.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Zoom, bye. Then Sonny runs into Al from the diner that he had painted the mural on the side of his van. And he's like, I'm going to just hitch a ride on the back of your van, bro. Sonny's got his roller skates on. This is the first time that we see the roller skates besides Kira wearing roller skates when she skates up to him.
So if he just randomly gets to the auditorium?
Yeah, they pull up by the auditorium and he's like, whoa, I'm going to get out here. That's the building that's on the front cover of this album. So he's just skitching on the back of this van. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, bro, gotta go. And he just lets go of the van. And he's like, how do I get into this place? He's trying to break into an abandoned building. And he sees a door open that's sort of up a set of stairs or something. He goes inside and he finds Kira. And this is Carol's favorite scene of the whole movie. Shut up.
So this is when a magic is performed, right?
Yes, because she is radiating magic in a scene of roller skating that just goes on for far too long. Was it like my time just going slow, or was this a very long scene?
About 2 minutes long in the movie. So they're sort of on this
before magic. Okay, so this is when she's sort of roller skating and talking to him.
Like in figure eights.
So this was the long scene for you.
This is where I made the note that I would rather go through childbirth than keep going with this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems extreme.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
At least you get something out of childbirth.
Maybe you could
No.
Childbirth is really rough. So, yeah, I mean,
You had a C-section.
I don't know. But I've read about it.
It's still really rough.
A C-section is really
It's
rough.
rougher than the vag. So,
Yeah.
Kira and Sunny are having this never-ending conversation that Carol hates.
Yes.
And then that goes into her singing Magic, which is probably the most notable song by radio play of the movie. And I think she, tries to tell him, like, you should do something with this place. And he's like, no. And then she sings Magic. And then it's the next day. Now, let's talk about scene transitions for just a second.
Ooh. They're good.
The scene transitions of this movie are chef's kiss.
I was thinking of my directing board at church and all of the transition buttons on there. I'm like, I have all of these and I would love to make something out of it, but they're just so outdated now. But yes, these were amazing transitions.
So then you get to the next day where Sunny's been tasked with the job of going to hang some album covers
Outside of the Platinum Palace. Guess who's there? Buying a Glenn Miller album.
dressed to the nines.
It's Danny. He just happens to be there. And he's like, hey, man, why don't you just come back to my house?
Creepy.
So they go in. They're like, oh, let's listen to some Glenn Miller.
If you watch the scene at the Platinum Palace and then you see the scene at Danny's mansion, they're dressed differently. I thought that for I'm like, he just fucked off from his job. No, it was like he came later at night or like the next day or something like that, because Danny's in a completely different suit. So it was a different time.
Again, with the scene transitions.
That's important to note in this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty important. Danny is playing Tommy Dorsey and Benny Goodman for Sunny. And Danny used to be in love with the girl who happens to be the same girl as Kira, but also it could be a different girl, but also it could be Kira, because they never really completely addressed that. That's where they met, was in this band, and that's when they fell in love.
Were they both like USO?
Something like that.
Seemed like that.
Something like that.
Danny recalling performing with Kira and how much they really loved each other.
Well, Sunny leaves, doesn't he? Like at some point, Sunny's just like, peace out. I gotta go. And then Danny starts talking to the record, and then he oddly just moves his chair. I don't know why he does it. He just moves the chair away from the record player, kind of towards his rug, but then it just sits there. And that's when it goes into that whole scene with...
It's like he can hear the music behind him and he turns like he can see it. That's when he moves his chair so that we can see the band too. Sure.
Yeah, it's like he was addressing the camera.
Oh, this is when he's made this. I loved this scene. This segment is when Danny is standing in front of the mirror and he's like pulling on his face. He's like, you're getting old, boy. And I was like, I've never related to a piece in a movie more than that one right there.
Wow, that's profound.
I'm always pulling like, how do I get rid of these?
You're Gene Kelly.
Yep. Same person.
Yep. I knew it.
So then Kira shows up at Sonny's work, which was creepy. Like he goes into work at night to work on this painting, and you see like an outline of her behind him and to the left that kind of seemed like it was out of Psycho. And then she goes around the painting and approaches from the other side and scares the living shit out of him. I would be super freaked out if this happened to me, but
That's super fatal.
he's just like, hey, hi, you're here.
Hey,
You
really like
normal.
Yeah.
I'd be like, how the hell did you get in here and why are you here?
Yeah.
I do like you, but like, this is some psycho shit. Okay, how does she know where he works? And where in that building she would find him?
Greek muse. She knows everything.
But
She
he doesn't know
is-
that.
He doesn't
He
know.
also doesn't question it.
He doesn't. He's just like,
Yeah.
cool, you found me. Let's go skating in this random warehouse that's
Production
here.
studio.
Put on your roller skates, baby, because we're going for a ride.
Yeah, we are.
So this is where we get into the rooftops and the palm trees and the random raining.
This is scene number 2 where I glitched and was like, why is this going on for so long? Yeah.
Glitched. Oh no.
Like I was just, ugh.
Do you need to reboot?
I had to kind of like refocus. Like this scene is still going on and on and on.
But suddenly the wheels are in motion. I'm ready to take all my chances with you. I think this is where they really fall in love, you know? I think this is where they start to appreciate each other and realize their roller skating skills.
Said what, 3 words to each other at this point?
Yeah, I mean, but this is how you really fall in love, Carol, is how well your potential partner can roller skate. And
stalk you?
think about those sets. You really have to know how to maneuver those sets. And he knew.
He's probably done it with a lot of different girls. I'm deducing, considering, you know,
Wow.
he's Sonny Malone and he drives women crazy.
So you think that he takes a lot of women in there, even
I don't
though.
know. His friend wanted to know the X-rated version and was
That's
like,
true.
You're the guy who drives women.
But they get caught at the end where the boss comes in and he's like,
Oh,
what are you
yeah.
doing here?
Go home.
Son.
Go home.
So the
So why is the boss there what seems to be like
Right.
midnight?
Do they?
maybe he goes there to snort coke, or isn't that what they did in the 80s? Maybe he wanted to take a lady onto that set and roller skate. You don't know.
Right. He didn't book his reservation time.
But the fun fact about that scene is that Olivia Newton-John broke her coccyx while filming that scene.
Do you know what that's
Aw.
like, Christian?
I do.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Poor ONJ.
Aw.
Yeah,
I
so,
wonder how soon into filming this was.
Right.
And how many other
and then
scenes she had to
apparently
film
she
and
just
scene.
kept like she didn't know she.
Keep going. You can still go.
Yep. So they roller skate. They're having the time of their lives. They get caught by the boss. And then they're walking out on the street, learning a little bit about each other, falling in love.
So, Carol, how are you doing at this point of the movie? You're getting into it by this time?
You're loving
No.
it.
Fucking miserable. I agree with Ebert, where it's like every scene seems like it's going to just end. And it's not leading into anything. Every scene is its own entity.
Right.
There's no suspense at all. What's going to happen next? I don't care what's going to happen next. There's nothing in the storyline that makes anyone feel like something amazing is about to happen.
You don't want to know if Sonny and Kira are going to fall in love,
They already fell in love. It's like
or if
the
they're
end
going
of the movie.
or if they're ever going to do something with that abandoned auditorium.
No,
You're not wondering what's going to happen.
no, I'm wondering when this movie is going to shut the fuck up.
And
Or
you're
if
only,
Sonny's
dinner.
and you're only
or if-
35 minutes into the movie.
To know if Sonny's dreams are going to come true.
No, because he's not going to go through extensive therapy in the next hour to turn his entire life around.
You don't know. Well, I mean, you do know, but you didn't know at this point.
Just keep going so we can get this over with.
Okay. Well, so they're just walking around. They end up back at the abandoned building.
This
Kira.
auditorium seems to have very low ceilings for being an auditorium.
Yeah, it was like, how does an auditorium have drop ceiling?
Like,
Well,
it's
it's
like conference room.
Well, because it used to be an auditorium, but then they were doing wrestling there.
Still an auditorium.
I don't know. Maybe they were renovating it for something else.
It was just bad production that they were filming that in a studio, and that's just how it was. That was no auditorium. They were never in an auditorium.
No.
Yeah, so this is where Kira's like, I think that you should buy this building with Danny and turn it into his dream. Danny at some point mentions that he had been looking for a building and he thinks that Sonny should help him find a building because he wants to open a club. We forgot that part.
So they're standing outside the auditorium.
Oh, yes.
It's just him and Kira standing outside the auditorium, and she is telling him her thoughts that this should be his dream.
This is part of her Jedi mind tricks.
Right. So for someone who doesn't know what they believe in, so just think about it. Just think about it. So they just stand outside the auditorium, and then we have like the shutter
Transition.
And now we're in the daytime in front of the auditorium.
With Danny.
Hey, Danny, don't you think there's a certain kind of aura? So this is where they're in the auditorium with the drop ceiling, and they start talking, and Kira shows up, right? She shows up out of thin air because,
As she does.
she's a muse. She's allowed to. Did we talk about those hair barrettes with the ribbon?
We did not.
I thought those were the best.
They were. I feel like I should start wearing those again.
I bet we can find some in the basement.
Maybe if we can find anything in Mom and Dad's
Could easily
basement.
sell for like $1.
I bet we could look up a tutorial on how to make those. Do you think you can still buy those barrettes that were made for that? Oh, I'm sure. Amazon has everything.
Got it. Amazon has everything. Okay, so this is the part of the movie. Starts around 44 minutes into the movie. Okay, this is where Sonny and Danny start to imagine what this club can be. Danny is imagining big band, classic dance, all that. Sonny, on the other hand, is thinking like super hardcore 80s rock punk with a lot of questionable dancing happening.
And synthesizers.
And so then it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for 7 full minutes of this movie before they combine them, and they're like, yeah, it's big band rock and roll punk club. Even if that scene was half as long, it would have still been too long.
And it really doesn't make any
Agreed.
sense because that's not what they end up doing at all.
And I don't recall them discussing what it was going to be at all.
It was just like, aha.
Yeah, I think it was because of Kira. She was like, this is Xanadu and you're going to do this roller skating.
Was that a discussion? I feel like
No.
it just opened and they were just roller skating. This is not what you envision.
Jumping ahead.
Sometimes-
Carol,
I know, but
you're spoiling the movie.
because it's like make it make
Sense.
It all makes sense.
None of it
Good.
makes sense, but also it makes sense.
So they get through that painful scene, right? God, it just goes on forever. That's what Kira shows up after it. And she's the one who says, you should name it Xanadu. Does she do that in this scene? Or a different scene with Danny where she starts saying the poem, Lacan poem? I don't remember. I think it was the scene. But Xanadu comes from that, what am I trying to say? The imperial dynasty of China. The name meant something
Yes.
based on that comb.
Yes.
Okay, so the meaning of Xanadu is an idealized place of great idyllic magnificence and beauty.
Only wish we could see Betty. I got a flashlight in the car. Will you get it? Our first collaboration is partners. And only a partner. Partner, what are we in the place? I found the card.
In Xanadu, the Kubakan, a stately pleasure come,
Where else? The sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. Yes, Xanadu.
Right. So there we go.
Yep, that's it.
There we go.
That's giving me cult vibes.
Oh, it's so romantic. He's seeing his love from the 1940s.
They know this poem.
So then do we just like Xanadu ourselves over to back to airflow?
And Sonny's just like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay. So he comes into airflow and picks up his phone to call his boss
Yes.
down to him. Who's upstairs? Who's directly above him.
And then someone says you should leave 10 cents.
Right?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you just go to the boss's office and be like, I quit?
Because I think it was a boss move. That's how the boss would call him. He was like, you know what? I'm going to call the boss and pull the same shit that he pulls on me.
Because I have
be
nothing to lose.
I want to see you in my office, which is just the open area where he paints. But yeah, I think he was just trying to be
A bad bitch.
a bad bitch. Sonny. So yeah, he's out. He's not painting the album covers anymore. He's opening Xanadu.
So then they're at the Hollywood Bowl, right?
Things.
And they're drinking wine, champagne, or
Champers.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is when Sonny kisses.
He wants to know about her. He wants to know more about her.
Yeah. And she's just not telling him any information at all. Like, where do you live? Where are you from? I live in an apartment with my sisters on the second floor. Cool, thanks. So Sonny tries to kiss Kira and she's like, don't.
Why does she do that?
I just said that.
She has nothing to lose. He doesn't know what her situation is. Why not just enjoy it? But I think she does it because she knows that, like, hey, I'm just here to open Xanadu.
He asks her a ton of questions. She doesn't answer any of them. Like,
No.
what's your last name? The same as my father and mother's. Like, it's like total riddles, which is hilarious.
She's just spinning him, totally spinning him. I'm not going to answer any of your questions at all.
I love how she tells him not to kiss her when she literally like forced herself onto Earth and randomly kissed him.
Right. He didn't have to give consent, but she does.
Right. Kira.
This is the proper time.
Wait, then they do kiss.
Yes, but then
They turn into
Disney characters.
Disney characters. Legitimate Disney characters.
Beauty and the Beast.
Literally.
they are because the animation was done by Don Bluth, who had just left Disney.
Shut up.
I'm surprised this was allowed to be in here. This whole scene is just, it's a Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie.
Like uncanny.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The only reason why this cartoon sequence was added was because the filmmakers needed to add another song in the movie. Having it was easier to insert into the movie than to make a song fit into the already existing movie.
Yep. That.
There's some more millions spent.
How much did this cost?
Because they really did not playwright this well. I think this is the point in the movie where I realized that you're supposed to be taking ecstasy or mushrooms while watching this. I realized I was too sober.
Or acid.
something. Like it's not a movie for sober people because you just want to gouge your eyes out.
I would totally suggest to my friends, like, after you drop, go ahead and watch Pink Floyd's The Wall, and then Xanadu.
That is exactly what I was thinking. Am I in a Pink Floyd video?
Because that happens in The Wall, too. Like, he's in his reality, and then it goes into this, like, crazy animation. And then this is like, okay, now I'm watching Little Mermaid. So then they go to the next scene, right? Then they flit over to the construction scene where Danny's just doling out the champers to the construction work
every Friday.
I love, there's this one guy just walking out of the auditorium. He's like a construction worker in jeans, got sunglasses on, just walking around with a glass of champagne.
They're celebrating Xanadu.
I mean, what?
It's every Friday.
And it's a bottle of Dom.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is what you do. I hand out champagne at work all the time. And just for people who show up.
And this is the scene I think is my favorite Kira outfit. And I think I tried to recreate this at some point or another. But like literally she's just in like rags. But it's like this off the shoulder turquoise dress. And it's just beautiful. But like her whole bottom part is like, it just looks like ripped up like cleaning
sweatshirt.
rags.
Or like maybe Stephanie Zannoni's sweatshirts.
Ah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I wonder if I could find that dress. I would wear that on a cruise. Absolutely.
I would love to see that. I would go on the cruise just to see you.
And that's when they take Danny shopping, right?
Boy. Yes.
Oh my God. This one loves a good makeover scene.
But they take him to the certified glitz dealer.
Is that what it was called?
Yes, a certified glitz dealer.
I mean,
wow. This was quite a scene.
It's a very quirky store. There's a lot of weird stuff happening.
That mix of the 70s and 80s fashion. Very colorful, and
there's a lot of people in there.
Sparkly.
That it's hard to tell if they work there, if they're just people who hang out there and randomly dance on clothing racks.
They're glitzy.
They're certified glitzy.
I love this scene. It could be my favorite scene. I just love watching him dance and get into the different outfits. I loved this. If they could just cut this out and I just watch this, I'd be okay.
I thought it was a fun scene. I liked seeing Gene Kelly dance.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Yeah. It was fun.
It's a good scene. They've got these ladies who are wearing spiderweb nylons and some guy who's dressed up with spiderwebs all over his head. It's very interesting. It goes underneath their legs.
And there's that scary lady. What was the point of that? Oh, she was terrifying.
This is Xanadu.
That might have been a he. I don't know. It went by too quick. Gene Kelly's on roller skates. He didn't start out on roller skates, but then he ends up on roller skates. That was confusing to me. But then he glows. They get to the end of that scene and illuminate him.
Oh, he's radioactive now.
He's radioactive.
Oh, they should have never kissed. Sonny tells Kira that he loves her, and Kira loves him too.
Does she say it back to him?
She does.
That's good.
But she also was sent there to open Xanadu and never meant to hurt him.
And she's telling him this.
She's not who he sees her as.
It all changes from here.
She wants to know if he's ever heard of a muse. And she explains to him that she's the daughter of Zeus. She shows him what a muse means.
And the dictionary has his name in it. Under the...
So she's trying to explain what a muse can do. She's trying to prove it to him that she's the daughter of Zeus and can do these weird things. And the TV is actually talking to him. So it's like a news report or something. And the news reporter is like, Sonny Malone, do you believe me now? Then he pulls out a book And the print in the book is all like, Sunny Moon. She's just doing all these crazy things to prove to him that she has this power to do things that he didn't know about. Then she explains to him that she fell in love and that broke the rules. She was really just there to open Xanadu. She's in big trouble, you know.
Zeus is going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to piss off Zeusy.
Yeah.
And
But
she
she-
says, I love you, Sonny. I'll love you forever. And then she's gone.
Disappears. Bye. Thanks for kissing me randomly in a park and then forcing me to go into substantial debt by opening a roller rink.
I'm amused.
Thanks.
I'm
Yeah, so-
amused.
And Sunny now says, you know, hey, I can't go to Xanadu's opening because it doesn't really matter anymore. Because Kira's gone. And Danny's sort of like, yeah, I mean, this is all up to you. Like, we need to be successful and Xanadu is all up to you. Let's just get our shit together and get this place open. And he's just, you know, Sunny is
Put on
like,
your big
it
boy
just-
panties and let's
it
go.
doesn't matter anymore. But he comes out of his
But-
funk.
Well, hold on. But that fish shirt is awesome. Like, if I could find that somewhere, I would 1,000% buy it. And he's got those short shorts on. Like, I just want to point out from that scene with him and Danny,
Yes.
that outfit was fire. Yes, Sonny. Yes. You are a
Girl.
fashion fucking icon.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's skating around because he's so depressed. He's
Ah.
just like, you know, I'm just going to skate through the streets because I'm really depressed that Kira's gone. I'm not going to open this Xanadu. Fuck that place. He's standing near the pier and he turns around and sees the mural. And he's like, wait a minute. The mural,
Nine music. Nine
Right.
sisters.
the Nine Sisters.
Yeah.
And so he sees that mural and he's like zooming in on each one. And he realizes that one is Kira. And he's looking at her and he's like, oh my God, that's Kira. And then he skates back towards the pier. So he's probably like 500 feet from it. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to skate as fast as I possibly can and just run right into that wall and see what happens.
Well, how else is he supposed to enter the multiverse?
I would never, he must be much smarter than I am, or he might think, you know, more on his feet than I would, because that is not what I would think to do.
That's not your solution?
I wouldn't be like, I'm just going to skate right into her, into the wall. Or maybe he was trying to harm himself.
We don't know.
And I'm not inside of Sonny's brain, so I don't know. But he ends up actually going through the wall. And
Reese,
Which he couldn't have expected.
no, not
I
at
don't
all.
know. He might have just been like, this is how you get to the other realm.
Wow.
Kind of like, you know, platform 9 3/4. You just have to have faith. Yeah.
So he just falls through the wall and he's in this pitch black room that looks like Tron. It's got all these weird 80s lights. And he sees Kira in the distance in this pitch black room, but he can't actually get to her. He's sort of like got this clear
Like in a
wall that
cage.
he can't get through. And Kira's like, hey, yeah, I mean, I can't be with you. Then Sonny hears this voice over him that's Zeus. And I don't know exactly what he says, but basically like, yeah, she's a muse and she's not leaving. And I don't know why you came here, but you're wasting your time, buddy, because she's my daughter. Then there's also the wife's voice. And eventually the wife is like, hey, we should just let her leave for this one night. She's got to open Xanadu. I mean, it's what you sent her to Earth for. So you should just let her have this one night, man.
Suspended in time,
Suspended in time.
which is hopelessly devoted to you.
Yeah.
If you listen to it and just close your eyes. We're going to have Carol do this. Just
No.
go in and listen to it. It's a church song. It
Oh.
it sings like a church song. It's Hopelessly Devoted to You crossover church song.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess they needed to have some ballad by ONJ in there.
They started production on this movie and just did not think it out and had to plug in things that shouldn't be.
Or they really did think it out. But apparently, Zeus and the wife, Zeus's wife, decide, you know what? Yeah, we're going to let her go. She should go to the Xanadu grand opening. Sunny doesn't know that because Sunny has now been hurled back onto the earth. We get to the Xanadu grand opening.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's all done. They spent $1 million to build this place. It's quite the event. Everybody is there. It is packed with people. Everybody's very excited. There are jugglers, 1940s gangster mobsters, punk rockers, all kinds of people. They even have somebody walking a tightrope, all these choreographed skaters, which how did they get that choreographed? Like the night before, they were like, okay, we got to get together the townspeople and we're going to choreograph this roller skating.
They've been planning this for days.
Right, days. They got all these people together and choreographed this skate.
All right,
mob.
everybody, let's skate. And so you get this amazing initial scene where it's being led by Gene Kelly. And I just love this because it's him and everybody's having such a great time.
I love that the choreographed is like they have this whole Xanadu, Xanadu, Xanadu. And they've got this Wakanda Forever like X of their hands like for Xanadu. And Wakanda Forevering. So it's just amazing that everybody knew how to do
There's
it.
a flash mob. Practice. Yeah. They practiced the flash mob.
They didn't show that in the movie. This was all done behind the
scenes. It was a cut scene. They all worked very hard at a local mall.
Yes, they did. This whole scene is just the best. They're also doing the like stomping with their skates, stomp, stomp, Xanadu with the arm signal. And it's so good. And this is where we see Kira show up. She looks so different from Kira. I don't know if anybody else noticed. She's like Olivia Newton-John now. She's not like Kira. Mm-hmm. She's got
her hair was different.
Mm-hmm. She's got like a totally different vibe with her clothes.
Americanized.
Like a pantsuit, glittery outfit. And you're like, wait, this is like a music video of Olivia Newton-John. So, I don't know. That's kind of...
So it's Sandy in the final scene of Grease. She completely changes her entire persona to be something else. And it's Xanadu.
Yes. Xanadu. Then you see sort of like this line of women that come out of the wall. I've been trying to figure out, are those her sisters? The Muse sisters?
Yeah.
So they come out and they start dancing with the 1940s gangster dudes. This whole time, I realize that our listeners cannot see this, but Kristen is actually doing the whole Xanadu dance on our video. And she just can't stop because it's that good. It's that good that maybe we should start doing this in the streets.
I like that fucking outfit. Oh my God.
Yes, I wanted that outfit so bad.
It doesn't get better than that.
I noticed that Kira, Olivia Newton-John, does a lot of lifting her arms above her head multiple times. How many times can you keep doing that? It just seemed really weird that every part of the song, she was doing something with her hands above her head.
Now, is she a dancer? Does she really dance that much? I think that was her dance move. Yeah, great singer. Stick to singing.
Yeah, I see. It's
like great at it, but
there's a lot of
I like that's her dance move.
We should publish this one.
Who's moving around?
Yeah, I mean, and this is sort of like where they go around and you can see all these different kind of groups of people dancing. And you see the tightrope walkers. And this guy does the splits on that tightrope. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this poor dude, he had to have really hurt his parts. But then when you look real close, his parts.
He doesn't have parts.
You can tell that he's wearing a cup to prevent his parts from hurting on that wire. But yikes, that is a skill, man. That he can manage to do the splits and keep himself on that tightrope and get back up from that position. Like that guy, I'm sorry, the budget probably went to that dude.
They paid $19 million for that.
I would have, for sure.
Oh, and Jay's other classic move is the half skip.
Oh, the arms
half
above the half skip, like she's galloping.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
and there's the lady fling from the ceiling.
Like she's in a circus. Ooh.
And then it moves into this whole scene. You have the 1940s, like waitress. And it's all the muses.
Okay.
And she ends up somewhere.
So she does all these different numbers where she's sort of like a 1940s dancer. Then she's like a 1980s punk rocker where she's wearing all leopard print. And then
Oh, yeah.
that the 80s song, I'm really down on love. And Sunny's just in the front like, hell yeah. This girl I'm in love with is now like an 80s punk rocker like I wanted her to be. And
He's like,
yeah, he's totally getting down. Like, this is exactly what I've always dreamed of. Is Kira is not Kira.
like
She's
super
now
oiled up. Like, very shiny.
Yeah, he's like under the impression she's now an earthling and there to stay.
Like,
So he's super amped up.
yeah. And then she sings a country song, which is sort of like, what in the world does this have to do with anything? Like the 40s, the 80s makes sense because that the 40s was Danny.
The time.
The 80s was, Sunny. And then now we're singing a country song.
We're in the Dolly Parton era.
Yeah.
Equivalent. It wouldn't like tie into the movie whatsoever.
Where'd the country song come from? Were we just trying to fill in time so that your guests at Xanadu don't get bored?
Danny's a part of it. He's got like a cowboy hat on.
It's just kind of weird.
It's just kind of weird.
It just really doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, the
at all.
song doesn't make sense to what is happening.
And she's really having a great time. Like she's
Having
really
the time of her life. And I love her so much.
I mean, we all do.
I can't wait till Carol's going to lose her shit.
Oh, she's going to die. So then this is where we get to the part where she ends up as Flash Gordon. And she's got the turquoise tinsel in her hair. And she's got like this bronze metallic robe on.
It's something
And
else.
yeah, it's like, wow.
The reprise of Xanadu.
And she sort of turns back into her original form.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And her backup dancers kind of transform into the muses. And she blows a kiss to Sunny. And she just sort of ascends right back up into space. Oh, hey, I performed all your music that you wanted me to do, including a terrible country song. And now I'm out. See ya. And Sunny stands there in disbelief like, wow, she just freaking left again. I was excited about her 80s song, cheering on the front, and then she leaves.
You would think at this point he would just be like, oh,
Okay.
this is just what she does.
I'll go get her tomorrow.
Right.
She'll just be back here tomorrow, skating around.
So then as soon as she decides, it goes back into Matt displaying again.
Yes. And this is where Sunny turns around and he's got that Xanadu coat on.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I want
oh my God. I need that coat.
I want a Xanadu coat.
I need that
and
coat.
I Googled it and I'm like, does anybody saw that Xanadu coat?
God, bedazzle it.
We could totally make
I'm gonna
that
make
and
it.
have it embroidered.
We're going to need Xanadu coats.
I don't know. Angela, if you're listening to this,
We need
if you
Xanadu.
don't have an embroidery machine, you need to buy one. We're going to make Xanadu coats.
Everyone gets a Xanadu coat.
Yeah.
Danny's just sitting there and Sonny walks over and he's like, sit down and have a drink with me. And he sits down in this booth. And Danny flags down the waitress and he's like, hey, get my friend a drink here.
And he kind of walks away.
Danny's like, I'm going to slip out of this booth. Sonny realizes the waitress is actually Kira. She didn't really ascend into outer space. And they sort of end the movie where Sonny and Kira are just standing.
But it's not Kira.
It's not Kira, but it's Olivia Newton-John. It's like Kira, not whatever her mother's name is.
Like,
Right. There's not a question.
Was she sent as a present? Did Zeus?
Well, because they successfully
Xanazine?
opened Xanadu.
So we don't know. Had this been a success, we might have gotten a part 2. But unfortunately,
We
What was
didn't.
the last line? I just want to get to know you or something.
I just want to talk.
So the last line of the movie is Olivia Newton-John saying yes as a response to Sonny saying, I'd just like to talk to you.
So he knows it's like not her, but like,
It's her.
so this girl could be a hot mess. We don't know. We don't know her. He's
But it
literally
ends-
going on looks.
And it just ends with them standing facing
Fade to
each other, talk, and then fade to black.
Yeah. And that's,
I had to rewind this last scene because it just drops off the face of the earth. Like the movie just ends. Really? That was it? As Ebert said, it was just a whole movie of endings. But then at the very end, it's like, what? He called it a cheat.
They're
Yeah,
leaving
like,
it to our imagination what happened.
This would make sense if Sonny woke up from a dream.
Yeah, that would have made that would have made the movie that everybody would have been like, oh, you know what? It's totally fine that the whole movie was terrible because it was just a dream.
and then
Right.
he meets the Kira person. Like she's a real person.
And meets her at a deli.
How can you tell that this final Kira was like an earthly Kira?
Because she's been Kira. She just looks.
She's a waitress at Xanadu. She just beamed up to space. She's not there.
But she always appears. I just kind of figured she reappeared.
Like she doesn't know him when she serves him the drink. She doesn't know who he is.
Who knows?
Fuck this movie.
So do you want to go first? Or do you want to rate it on a cringe level?
Oh, it's a 0 on cringe. There's no cringe to it for me because it just makes absolutely no sense. And it was very boring.
Oh, wow.
boring.
It was
Wow.
boring. It did not encapsulate my mind.
Carol. The song Xanadu reached number 1 in England, Spain, the
great.
Netherlands, Israel, Ireland, Germany, Belgium, and Austria. But it did not reach number 1 in the United States.
And that has
Understand.
nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
The music alone is just a killer soundtrack.
It is a killer soundtrack.
It's a
I
legacy.
love that for the movie. It's redeeming quality. This was hard to get through. That is my take on it.
I agree that this is a movie of constant starts and stops. It's like a movie of short stories that aren't really linked to each other. I felt like with Howard the Duck just failed. I think there was a better way to do struggling artist, meet some muse, like hilarity ensues. Okay. I rated 0 on the cringe. I don't think there was really any cringe in this movie. Would I rewatch it on a Saturday? Absolutely.
I just want to say that this movie is so bad that it makes it fantastic. That's what I love about it, is that it's so kitschy and campy. It has this vibe about it that you're like, wow, this is bad, but also this is so flipping amazing. I love the music. They're roller skating. You're not going to find a movie nowadays where people are roller skating, and the key point of the movie is that we're opening this roller rink. It came out in 1980 after disco had died. And it's sort of got this disco-y vibe to it. I understand why it flopped. It came out at the wrong time. But now when you look at it in 2025, you kind of go, hey, man, let's not take this movie seriously for the plot, for anything. It's just the fact that it's so ridiculous. That is great. And I think the fact that people recognize that is why it actually came out on Broadway. And people loved it on Broadway. It's the music. It's the fact that Gene Kelly is on roller skates and he's got these awesome dance scenes. I love it. I think it's great. I know Carol does not like it at all, but I think
I
think it's a cult classic. There is a very niche market of people that probably think it's fantastic and that it's a cult classic. I'm one of those people. I love Olivia Newton-John. I think she's fantastic in this movie. I love her outfits. I love, the barrettes and the hair that brings me back to my childhood. And so, I just love that about this movie. And on the cringe meter, I would say 0. There's only one line where the coworker says something about, what's the X-rated version, which isn't even really cringy. If this comes on the TV, I'm going to stop what I'm doing to watch it. I love it that much. I just think it's great.
I think it's summed up best from an author, Douglas Bean, who wrote the book for the musical based on the film. And he said Xanadu was what happens when you let straight men near a musical. I blame cocaine.
Amen.
Oh, that's genius.
When you hear Ray Charles play, you can hear the heroin. When you watch Xanadu, you can see the cocaine up on the screen.
Amen.
Facts.
And I think that's the best way to sum up this movie.
Was this movie so bad that we owned it?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, that was definitely a cinematic acid trip wrapped in Lycra and dipped in glitter.
This movie made little sense, and we loved every sparkly, synth-drenched second of it.
However, it had roller disco, glowing murals, inexplicable magic, and Gene Kelly just vibing.
Xanadu may have flopped in theaters, but it roller skated straight into our hearts, sideways, wearing leg warmers.
Thanks for surviving this glowing, glittery mess with us. If you had fun, follow the show and leave us a review or shout Xanadu into the night sky. We'll hear you.
We will. Whatever. This was terrible. Anyway, this is the Shermer High Alumni Association. We'll see you next time, hopefully with fewer muses and more plot.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.